How's it going, everybody out there? Welcome in, NFL fans. Welcome into the second edition of TLR, the Truth League Report. I am your host, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we have a very good episode coming to you. I hope everybody enjoys this episode that I'm bringing to you. I'm just doing something different, and please make sure you subscribe to the channel, to the YouTube channel, Titans and Truth. I will be bringing out stuff about the draft and everything. So let me know what you think of this as I try to bring, not just Titan fans. As you can see, I am a Tennessee Titans fan, but I'm also trying to branch out to NFL fans everywhere if your team is not the Tennessee Titans. So that's something that I'm trying to do, something I'm trying to branch out on. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you like this show. Please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a subscribe. If you don't like it, let me know that too. Let me know what you think. I want to get honest opinions from you out there. But thank y'all for tuning in to this episode. Gonna be getting into some news that's happening around the NFL and just giving a little thoughts about it. First off, the first piece of news that we had happen recently was quarterback Alex Smith, former Washington football team quarterback, and also former San Francisco 49er and Kansas City Chief quarterback, has hung it up. He retired after 16 seasons in the NFL. Of course, he won the 2020 Comeback Player of the Year award for, a absolutely miraculous comeback from a devastating career-ending injury. That is an injury he was not supposed to come back from. That is an injury that was supposed to end his career. And not only did he say, he's going to heal, he said, I'm going to play again. And he came in for the Redskins, helped lead them to the playoffs and to a division title. They won a division title and got to host a playoff game, losing to the eventual Super Bowl champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I have to give Alex Smith a whole lot of credit. He came in, wasn't even thought to play again. He signed a big deal with they were the Redskins at the time. Now, of course, they're the Washington football team. Was expected to be the starting quarterback, gets a devastating injury. I believe was out for 2 seasons, was thought to not even play again. And then he comes back, plays, helps the Washington football team be extremely successful. It's a terrific story about a very good man and a very solid quarterback. He wasn't a great quarterback by any means, but was extremely solid in the NFL. And so I have to give Alex Smith a lot of credit. He had a pair. He had balls. I will definitely say that, and I give Alex Smith all the credit in the world for what he has done in the NFL and in his career, even coming back from that particular injury. So I'm just going to looking at some stats for him, what he ends his career with, as I try to bring that up. He ends his career with 35,650 yards. He had just shy of 200 career touchdowns, had 100 career interceptions, finishes with a career completion percentage of 62.6%. 35,000 yards is nothing to sneeze at, and nearly 200 touchdown passes thrown. I don't think he'll get into the Hall of Fame, but he had a very, very, very solid career. So hats off to Alex Smith for his retirement. May he enjoy the retirement life. He does deserve it. In other news, up in the Steel Nation, head coach Mike Tomlin gets a 3-year contract extension, is already going into his now 15th year as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That is something that's kind of unprecedented. really unheard of in today's leagues, especially with a lot of things that have happened. But also that goes to the longevity that he's been able to provide. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been a winning organization for a very long time. I mean, you see why the Pittsburgh Steelers have only had 3 head coaches in their entire franchise history. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin. That's it. You've seen other teams have went through more than double or even triple the amount of coaches that the Pittsburgh Steelers have had throughout their history. They've only had 3 head coaches, period. And I believe Chuck Noll stepped away. It wasn't that anybody got fired. They stepped away. I want to say Chuck Noll, I think, retired after some time. Bill Cowher, same thing. Mike Tomlin, it looks like he's going to at least get up to 17 years in the league, depending on how the Pittsburgh Steelers do. But shout out to Mike Tomlin, one of the very few black African-American head coaches in this league. Very, very few in the National Football League. So that says a lot too with that. So Mike Tomlin, hats off, gets a 3-year extension, even though Pittsburgh is a rival team of the Tennessee Titans. I definitely respect everything that Mike Tomlin has done. Some signings that happened around the NFL today and recently, of course. Former Tennessee Titan defensive lineman DAQUAN Jones signs a 1-year deal with the Carolina Panthers. And so he gets to line up next to Derek Brown in that defense. And, Carolina is trying to rebuild. They're trying to rebuild their team after the success that they've had in the past. Of course, they got Christian McCaffrey on the other side. They just traded for Sam Darnold last week or 2 weeks ago. They traded for Sam Darnold. You got Teddy Bridgewater, who's not very happy about that move. You have the returning Run CMC Christian McCaffrey, and they also have the 8th pick in the NFL draft coming up. So they have moves to make. And so Carolina under Matt Rule could be going on the way up. We're definitely going to see about that and see what they do. But DAQUAN Jones, that's a very good signing for the Carolina Panthers to add to their defensive line. The Dolphins add offensive lineman DJ FLUKER on a 1-year deal as well. And so now that adds strength to the offensive line. And Miami is one of those high-rising teams. They have really come up well under Brian Flores, one of the very few African-American head coaches. So Miami is a team to watch out for, especially in the NFL draft. They have a lot of power. They have 4 picks in the first 2 rounds alone. They have, they were at pick number 3. Then they went to 12, come back up to 6. And they also have draft pick 18, and they have picks 36 and 50 in round 2. And rumors out, and this is reported also on NFL.com, is that the Miami Dolphins and the New York Football Giants are both looking to trade down. So the Dolphins are looking to trade down again. And they could be potentially shopping that number 6 pick. Now, they could also be shopping that number 18 pick as well. So I'm not sure about that. But the Giants have also put out that they're open to trading out of number 11. So there could be some teams that come up. If there's a team of interest, it depends on what the price is. And, I'm speaking as a Titan fan for a second. I would love to trade up and go get a Devontae Smith Or if you think J.C. Horn is going to go early, go get him. But a lot of other teams could trade up, especially if there's a certain quarterback still on the board. Maybe a team like the Patriots trade up, or a team like the Redskins or the Bills or the Bears. Look out for the Bears to possibly try to trade up because they need a quarterback very badly, and they may not have a lot of capital to go up and get it, but the Bears could be a team to go up. The Washington football team could be another team that looks to go up and get that number 11 pick, or maybe even go up to that number 6 pick. So that's something to watch out for as the draft is just now close to 8 days away. And there's a lot of things that can happen between now and next Thursday night, round 1 on the draft, when the Jacksonville Jaguars officially go on the clock. Now, again, it's uncertainty. We have no idea how this draft is going to shape out. But I got to tell you, I'm pretty excited to find out. And I want to stay tuned to Titans and Truth as well on Wednesday night. Definitely next Wednesday night, you want to come on in. Got something special coming up, which I'm going to be talking about in just a bit. So stay tuned for that and definitely keep up. And you'll only get, when some breaking news happens, as soon as I can, the Truth League report will definitely talk about any big breaking news that's happening around the NFL. So definitely come on in and we'll definitely talk about it. But something that I wanted to do is I'm going to reveal my latest mock draft. I went ahead and did a 1-round mock, and I will definitely share with you the picks that I have. So this is my mock draft 6.0 that we have. And as you can see, we got some good ones in here. And I want y'all to tell me what you think. Do you like my picks or do you not like my picks? So let's start off at pick number 1. Jacksonville Jaguars, no need to go into that any further. They're going Trevor Lawrence at number 1 at quarterback. The New York Jets at number 2, no need to go into that either. Zach Wilson going to the New York Football Jets. At number 3, I kind of wondered, would I go with Justin Fields? Would I go with Trey Lance in this situation? And I've been hearing some stuff from people like the Goat House or Bro Schmo and Titan Upload and some other people coming out with some mock drafts going on. There's a lot of there's a lot of news coming that Mac Jones could be the pick at number 3 going to San Francisco. So that's what I went with. Mac Jones going to the San Francisco 49ers at 3. At 4, I just think this is too easy of a pick for the Atlanta Falcons. Go with the best player in this draft, not being a quarterback, in Kyle Pitts out of Florida, the tight end wide receiver. And I mean, I'm a fan of Arthur Smith, former Tennessee Titan offensive coordinator. He has Matt Ryan, he has Julio Jones, he has Todd Gurley, and now adds a big-time weapon in Kyle Pitts to go along with Hayden Hurst. So that makes that offense a whole lot easier for Arthur Smith to call. Very much so. And there are going to be a lot of balls to go around. And we're definitely going to see how that works. So Todd Gurley could have a breakout. But Kyle Pitts, a superstar, he's definitely going to be, within the next year or two, a top 3 tight end. Mark my words. At number 5, now I could have went Penei Sewell here to the Bengals, but I decided it's time for a family reunion. Joe Burrow gets his number 1 guy that he had in the national championship run a couple of years ago in Jamar Chase at number 5, wide receiver from LSU. And in keeping in the theme of reunions, at number 6, I decided with the Miami Dolphins to go with Jalen Waddle, wide receiver from Alabama, to go. His speed, unmatched. And it would go right there with Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback. And that offense along with Devontae Parker. And so Miami could make some noise again. I mean, this team won 10 games last year and missed the playoffs, which is very, very rare that you hear that. A team wins 10 games and misses the playoffs. And that's just going to add more motivation. Now, of course, right now, Buffalo is the top of the class in the AFC East right now. But Miami is coming. I'm telling you, Miami is coming. And they're coming fast. So I definitely like that pick there. At number 7, finally, the Penei Sewell slide will end here very short. He goes to the Detroit Lions, helps offensive line to protect Jared Goff. Now, I could have easily went wide receiver here. I could have went Devontae Smith, here. I could have went with Patrick Surtain at corner here, but I decided to go with Penei Sewell, a safe pick there. At 8, the aforementioned Carolina Panthers, who got their quarterback in Sam Darnold and just signed DAQUAN Jones, go on the offensive end, and they pick Rashawn Slater, tackle from Northwestern, at number 8. At 9, Justin Fields comes off the board. The Denver Broncos do not move up. They decide to stay patient, and they pick Justin Fields. I mean, falls right into their lap, gives competition for Drew Lock. Justin Fields could beat Drew Lock out, honestly enough, and they just start the Justin Fields era and see how he does. At 10, probably a pick that everybody around the world has been making. Patrick Surtain II goes to the Dallas Cowboys. He reunites with his old teammate Trayvon Diggs, and you have that Alabama 1-2 cornerback punch right there at 10. At 11, of course, the New York Giants are talking about trading down, but right now, I like Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner. I know there are some rumors that people are worried about his size, that maybe he's not big enough, he may not be able to hold up enough, and he could slide. But I just think that this is too good of a position, and the Giants should go ahead and take him, add weapons for Daniel Jones, take some pressure off of Saquon Barkley, and that would be a very good signing, a good pickup for the Giants. At 12, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. They miss out on Devontae Smith, and they decide to go corner, help their defense out a little bit more, and go with the top corner left in J.C. Horn. A big-time corner from South Carolina, can play man and does very well with that. And we know the Eagles tend to have a decent pass rush. Now, we're going to see if that still remains, but a good cornerback is good because you're going to need to cover, especially with CeeDee Lamb in Dallas and now Devontae Smith with the Giants, if it goes that way. And then you got McLaurin, the receiver in Washington. So you got to be careful of that. And so at 13, this was a very interesting selection for me. And again, to anybody out there, I am no draft expert. I'm trying to learn it. So I am no expert. You know, I may not get your team perfect, but I am trying to pick as best as I think what teams might need and everything. And I'm just trying to get better with my craft. So again, if you think I'm crazy with these picks, hey, let me know. And I'll just definitely try to continue to do better. So I'm trying to learn and get better as I go. But at 13, I have the Los Angeles Chargers going with Kwity Paye out of Michigan. I just think they could use a little bit of help. Melvin Ingram is now a free agent. Joey Bosa has dealt with some injury in the past, so they could use a pass rusher. I could have went offensive line here. Darisaw was definitely on the board at the time, Telvin Jenkins as well, but I decided help that defense out and help a new head coach out in LA. At 14, definitely the Minnesota Vikings need help on the offensive line. So I go with Elijah Vera Tucker to go in and play guard. He may even be able to play tackle to go up beside Garrett Bradbury on that offensive line. And at 15, the New England Patriots, they have a quarterback fall in their lap too, Trey Lance, who will be the eventual heir apparent to Cam Newton. And so the Patriots get their quarterback of the future, and he gets to sit back, learn from Newton for a year, and then he takes over. At 16, I was kind of sad to see this pick go. Arizona goes with Caleb Farley, who has checked out medically. So it looks like he could be good to go for training camp. Arizona already stacked with J.J. Watt. Chandler Jones is still out there. And I want to say, I cannot remember if Hassan Reddick re-signed with them. I'm thinking he did to help that defense. And I mean, Arizona is going to be something interesting to watch next year. We're going to definitely see what they do. I mean, we could see where Arizona trades up and goes and gets a receiver to go along with Kyler Murray and go along with DeAndre Hopkins on the outside. So that's something that's going to be of interest. We're definitely going to see what they do there, but I have Caleb Farley going here. At 17, a slide that I wasn't expecting, but again, too good to pass up, falls right into the lap. Micah Parsons, linebacker from Penn State, even though he has some character issues that have come up. But again, this is too good of a pick to pass up. Hopefully the Raiders would not have trouble with him and he ends up being a productive player. At 18, I again had a difficult time with this one. I could have again went offensive line for Miami to help out Tua, but I decided to help out a stacked defense already and go with Jalen Phillips. He gets to stay in Miami and play for the hometown Miami Dolphins on that defensive front with Christian Wilkins and also with Raekwon McMillan and linebacker. Got some good players over there on that defensive side of the ball for Miami. Definitely. So this adds to that defense. At 19, the Washington football team, they definitely missed out on a quarterback. But hey, whatever quarterback they do have, Christian Darrisaw can protect them, can play either right or left tackle. So I think that's a great position for Washington to be in. You might as well go ahead and build up an offensive line. So when you get a quarterback, you can protect them. At 20, the Bears are in a difficult position. They could have went wide receiver here, but I also have them going offensive line. They need help as well, and a very tough Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma State. He plays nasty. He is a violent blocker, and I really love the film of Tevin Jenkins. I like the film with him. I just think, fitting up in the Windy City of Chicago, a tough, hard-nosed city, he fits in very, very nicely for the Chicago Bears. At 21, the Indianapolis Colts. I'm sorry, a rival team of mine, the Indianapolis Colts. I have them going Azeez Ojulari on this pick. They lost Danico Autry to the Titans, my team, but they get Azeez Ojulari. You got to have somebody to go alongside DeForest Buckner, and you got some good players along with Darius Leonard as well. Justin Houston, of course, is a free agent as well. So got to keep that defensive line up, because if you're gonna possibly overthrow the champs with the division champs, that is us, then you're going to have to try to come at us. And Azeez Ojulari might be able to do that. He is definitely a very good athlete, still a little bit raw, but definitely has the tools to be an excellent pass rusher in this league. Now, the biggest and best pick of the draft at 22, the Tennessee Titans, future Super Bowl champions. I had a difficult time with this one as well. I really wanted to go with Christian Barmore at this pick. He was there. I could have went with Greg Newsome at corner. He was there as well. Possibly a Gregory Rousseau Kadarius Toney, but I just decided to go with the best wide receiver left on this board, and that is Rashad Bateman of Minnesota. I mean, this kid, he just flat out can catch the football. He can play inside or outside to go along with Josh Reynolds and A.J. Brown, and so that gives Ryan Tannehill another weapon, somebody to replace Corey Davis. And so, though these guys can all be interchangeable, they can line up anywhere, so you won't know who's on the outside, who's on the inside. So, I mean, I could have went defense here, but I decided to go wide receiver. At 23, I decided to go with Najee Harris, the running back out of Alabama. And I mean, Najee Harris is a running back and will definitely help whoever, help Zach Wilson at quarterback, and will definitely make his life a lot easier. All right, just making sure everything's okay there. Okay. And so I'm just making sure that the audio is good there. So I apologize for that small piece of technical difficulty. But at 24, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers going with Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne at 24. I just think that Etienne can help the Pittsburgh Steelers. They lost James Conner, who, of course, I believe signed a deal in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. So James Conner goes out there. They need to replace him. Travis Etienne at running back right there. At 25, the Jacksonville Jaguars back on the clock. They get their quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. Now they get a tackle in Alex Leatherwood, who has coming back up boards a bit. I mean, I thought he might go in the second round at some point, but now he's looking good at going in the first round, kind of protect Trevor Lawrence. You don't know what you got with Cam Robinson. Let's see what Alex Leatherwood has. And then at 26, the Cleveland Browns, the rich get richer. I mean, they just got Jadeveon Clowney to go along with Myles Garrett on that defensive line. Sheldon Richardson gets released, replace him with Christian Barmore on that defensive line, who can get after the passer and still make a Cleveland Browns defense even better than it was last year. At 27, kind of a pick I wasn't expecting to make for the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, Yannick Ngakoue gone to the Raiders. Matthew Judon gone to the Patriots. So go get the next best edge rusher in Joe Tryon out of Washington. A very aggressive pass rusher. Could definitely do some good in that Baltimore Ravens defense. I mean, Baltimore has always had some good pass rushers. They could add another one with Joe Tryon. At 28, the New Orleans Saints could have went wide receiver here as well, but I go corner with Greg Newsome was still on the board. You get some good value there. He can line up opposite Marshawn Lattimore, and you could have a couple of lockdown corners. Now, the problem with Greg Newsome, as aggressive as he is and very, very good in coverage, he does tend to be a little bit too aggressive and could get some flags thrown on him, and he only has one career interception. So that is something that, that could drop him down a bit. Lack of production is definitely something. And the Big Ten didn't play that many games, and he was started off playing in the Big Ten championship, and then they pulled him out because of injury. So there is some injury concern there as well. At 29, the Green Bay Packers. I know this will upset a lot of Titan fans that I did not pick Elijah Moore at 22, but he ends up going to the Green Bay Packers, gives Aaron Rodgers, Jeopardy host, another weapon to go alongside Devontae Adams on the outside. And, of course, with an emerging A.J. Dillon at running back, that definitely helps that offense out a lot more. Aaron Rodgers needs weapons, indeed. At 30, I have the Buffalo Bills going with Jason Away, pass rusher from Penn State. Even though he didn't have any sacks last year, the Buffalo Bills could use some help on defense. I mean, they got a good offense with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, and now they add a defensive pass rusher to help on that side of the ball as well. I mean, Buffalo has always had a pretty decent defense, but they can get a little bit of speed with Jason Oweh outside there. At 31, the Kansas City Chiefs, this is a luxury pick for the AFC champions. They get Zaven Collins out of Tulsa. You can line him up off the ball at will linebacker or Sam linebacker as well. And then you can also bring him off the edge. So he does a little bit of everything. And so this could be a good pick for Kansas City to help their defense because Kansas City defense does tend to struggle from time to time, and they expect their offense to bail them out. And then last but not least, at 32, I mean, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers really don't have any weaknesses. So I figure add some depth and maybe add a future starter at center with Landon Dickerson at 32 going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so that is my one round mock draft 6.0. Definitely take a look. Let me know what you think of this. Do you like my mock? Do you hate it? Let me know what you think and put down in the comments below. Hopefully you keep bashing that like button and definitely let me know, give me some feedback on what you think of this. So, and thank y'all everybody for tuning in on this edition of the Truth League Report. Before I do get out of here today, I do want to talk about one other thing that has transpired, and that is the Derek Chauvin trial. And so he was found guilty on all three counts of second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. And so I know a lot of NFL players have come out, a lot of celebrities and a lot of NBA players have come out and have given their thoughts on that particular thing that's going on. And these are just my thoughts. And this is what I think. I mean, you've heard from a lot of different people in regards to this. You've heard from Aeneas Williams and Terrell Davis has given their thoughts. Some other people, Patrick Mahomes putting prayer hands. Cameron Jordan of the Saints, was saying, look, on Twitter, he wrote, wow, all guilty on all three counts. Won't get back Mr. George Floyd's life. How long will Chauvin serve or be sentenced? Again, Doug Baldwin Jr., formerly of the Seahawks, says justice. Michael Pierce, who plays for the Vikings, says beginning of healing. Chris Carter, the Hall of Fame wide receiver, says justice for George Floyd, hashtag George Floyd. And so what I think about this is, I think it is a good day for us because at the end, the cop was convicted. He was convicted. He was found guilty. That is the right decision. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And there was some justice served and there was some accountability for what he has done. With that being said, that does not mean, even though I'm satisfied with the verdict and I was shocked by it because I was expecting he might get off on the big ones and maybe end up getting that manslaughter and that was it. But in a way, justice was served. Does that mean the battle is over? Absolutely not. We still have to protest peacefully. We still got to put up the fight. We still need to get out and vote. So those are ways we can help make changes in this world. And now those other police officers that were involved in all this, they need to be brought to justice as well because they just stood by. They stood by, watched that happen, and did not stop Derek Chauvin for what he did. So I believe some justice was served, but that does not mean everything is okay and everything is over. We still need to continue to say his name, George Floyd, but we still need to get justice. We still need to get justice for those other police officers. We still need to protest in the name of Breonna Taylor and all others who were affected. Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin, all of them. And I mean, there's so many to name. Sandra Bland, all of them. We still got to be out and protest and support. And I will do my part on this platform as well. But I just wanted to give my thoughts on that just a little bit. Again, please do follow either on Instagram at Titans_N_Truth, on Twitter at TNT Blue Enforcer. You can also follow at TNT Enforcers on Facebook. You can just send me a little message. Let me know, hey, you checked out the TLR, you liked it, you want to be a part of the group. So let me know of that. And also let me know what you think. Again, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you because I'm definitely trying to get better. I'm trying to learn more and be in tune with other teams that are happening. I'm going to be doing next week, next Wednesday night, I'm going to be doing a live. I'm either going to do a live 2-round or 3-round mock draft. A live mock draft before the draft. And then on Thursday and Friday night, I will be broadcasting. I will be doing a live stream while the draft is going on, telling you who got picked and my reactions to those picks. So definitely stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot going on next Wednesday, next Thursday, next Friday. So be in tune for that. Next Wednesday night about 6:30, and then next Thursday and Friday about 6:45, 7 o'clock around the time the draft does begin. So be in tune for that. Spread the word. Let your friends know. Any other NFL fans out there, let them know of this so that they can see it and they can also tune in as well. But I thank y'all for tuning in to the Truth League Report. I am your man, Blue Enforcer. Y'all have a very good rest of the night. And I'll holler at you.